First of all, awesome, guys. Hey, first of all, thank you guys for taking some time today, spending it with us, trying to grow yourself. First of all, congratulations that you work for someone that cares enough about you that they give you extra. They go above and beyond, right? They invest time, energy, effort, and money to bring you people to be in a circle with, okay? And here's the thing about this, guys. You do not want to be coached by someone ever. You do not want to be coached by someone ever in anything in life that's never, ever been there themselves. I wouldn't want to be coached basketball by someone who's never even touched a basketball. I don't care how good of a student they know the game. If they've never touched it, lived it, would I want to go learn how to operate on someone by someone who's never actually held the knife? No. So when you get coached by somebody on spirituality and they've never studied whatever religion, like that wouldn't work. So make sure, and I tell you guys, make sure everyone on this call, you're in two roles, whether you agree to it or not. You're in two roles. Everyone on here is a salesperson. Everybody's a salesperson. You have to sell your wife on where you want to go to dinner tonight. You have to sell your kids on why they need to brush their damn teeth. You got to sell yourself on why you want to get your ass to the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning. Everyone's in sales. Okay. You always think it's a transaction with money, but if you want to earn a relationship, if you want to be closer to someone like me, you have to sell that person on why it's valuable for them to take time out of their busy day to be on a call with you, to show up and have a coffee with you. All right. Everything is selling. Okay. So that's one thing. Next is everybody here is a leader. You got to lead yourself first. Right? You got to lead your family. Are you the head of the household? Then you got to lead the people inside your industry and your business. So those are two things you just got to accept. So you are coaching somebody, probably yourself first, hopefully. So understand you need to be around people who have done things with experience, with success, with some failures, some bumps and bruises. I wouldn't want someone to coach me that's never had some bumps and bruises, because maybe they're just so gifted, talented, luck's on their side. I need somebody with some trials and tribulations in life. That's the person you want to get advice from. The guy who's been married 55 years, you're like, hey, how did you figure that out? Let me get the guy who's been married 3 times, been through some divorces, been slapped around, been taken advantage of, boom, and then he gets a 25-year marriage. All right, that guy's figured it out. I want to deal with the champion who's broke their leg or tore their Achilles and then became a champion, right? I want them to have some adversity in life. I want to be coaching business by somebody who's had business, lost business, figured it out, kept going, didn't stop. So you guys make sure when you're coaching someone, don't coach from theory, coach from your success, from your level of confidence. So how do we get there? There's the thing in psychology called acting as if. Matter of fact, when you guys in the martial arts space, you have kids wear black gi, because back in the day, you didn't wear black gi unless you were a black belt. We're trying to get them to act as if they have the mindset of a black belt. We talk about it in classes all the time. Okay. So no matter what business you're in, you are somehow forecasting success. You are forecasting programming people. I use the Chick-fil-A analogy. Their campaign is always eat more chicken. They're programming you. Okay. That is a program that you want to put. So whatever you're selling, there's a level of programming that you're putting into people, but you got to live it too. So how do you sometimes get there when you're not there? You've got to work on your confidence. You got to work on your belief system. And so sometimes you do have to act the part before you can be the part. But you don't need to go coach about it until you actually get there. So what do I mean by that? And we talked about this briefly a few weeks ago. It is easier to act yourself into a new way of thinking than to think yourself into a new way of acting. Too many times I see people say, and I've done this, by the way, guys, let's talk about diet. Oh, I'll start on Monday. Oh, I'll start on Monday. Oh, I'll start on Monday. Shit, Monday never comes, guys. Monday don't come. Monday don't come. Oh, I'm going to focus on this in my business next week, or when I get to this, or when I get the right staff, or when this happens, and it never gets there. I'm going to test for my black belt one day. I'm going to do this one day. I'm going to compete one day. And that shit, that one day is not in the week, guys. So draw a line in the sand, because I said everybody on this call is a leader, and you got to start with yourself. What excuses do you keep bringing up over and over again? And hopefully you have someone who slaps you verbally, physically, whatever it might take, and brings reality back to it. So if you're a leader in your household, I drove my son to the airport about 3:45 this morning. Okay. Cameron and I were just talking a minute ago. Jackson's only been home maybe 7 days the whole summer. He got home Monday. He left this morning. And I had a great conversation on the ride to the airport today with Jackson. All right. He's 15. He's traveled multiple times this summer by himself. He had to book his first Uber, right, by himself today once he got there and got to the hotel. And we had conversations about just the pivot of life where he's at, right? He's becoming an adult slowly. He's taking on more responsibility. And I'm giving him that freedom because he's earned the trust with what he's shown me over those years, but he's still a kid and he's going to slip up at times. And he just went through one of these things that we all go through sometimes, right? So when you're dealing with relationships with the other sex. And so life sometimes can very easily distract you from where your real intention and real goals are. And so I had a realignment with him about who he was designed to be by God and how he was placed in my hands to make sure he gets there. And by the way, there will be things that distract you along the way. And I can't control his life. I don't want to. I can only give him the tools. Well, that's what leadership is. You give someone tools, they've got to make their own decision. So in your day-to-day job, in your family, in your personal, interpersonal mindset, even your heart set, your soul set, where's your leadership skills? Does everything rise and fall by it? Are you preaching and teaching differently than what you actually are? Are you teaching from theory? Or are you trying to get the experience and you're owning that? And so sometimes you got to act as if. So don't say, I'm going to start on Monday. Quit using any kind of excuses, because you would get on to someone you coach or work with if they did that. So it's easier to act yourself into a new way of thinking than to think yourself. You're not going to think yourself thin or rich. Okay. It's not going to happen. You got to act. So if you're making the same money this year as you made last year, if you made the same money last year as you did the year before, I'd rather you have a down year a couple times because you're swinging so hard, you're failing. And that's actually, sometimes if you're failing and then you're figuring out fast, you're not failing for 15 years. You fell and you pivot and you fell again, you pivot and fell again and pivot. That's actually a benefit, because at least you're doing what most people want. Most people say, oh man, I'm cool with my 80K a year. I'm cool with the 80K a year. I don't want to take the risk. But if you're making the same money year after year, you're stagnant, you don't realize it, and you kind of lie to yourself about you're happy. You're not happy. You're scared. You're scared. You're scared to ask for the help, the training, the process, or you're scared to do the work because you're not going to want to get up early. You're not going to want to stay up late. You're not going to write in journals left and right with notes with all your goals down every single day. You're not going to want to do that stuff. Okay. But you're going to bitch. Aaron's got that house I want. Aaron's got the car that I want. I didn't get lucky, guys. I put in the work, and I'm still putting in the work because I hadn't done anything yet. I haven't done a single thing in my life yet that I'm like hanging my hat on. I'm just getting started. So I'm acting right now into the role that I need to grow into. And I'm getting around the people I need to get around. And I'm asking the right questions. And I don't lie to myself that I'm so successful that I can't humble myself and ask some hard questions of myself, study myself. Why do I respond this way? So leadership, you are a leader. Well, what kind of leader are you right now? Where are you evaluating yourself? Where are you studying yourself? Okay. How are you improving that on a daily level? Do people trust you, but then you step off and you don't actually go lead yourself? All right. So understand. Next is, guys, all of you guys are in sales. You just need to own that. For you guys who teach martial arts, you're selling that kid on the floor to love what you love. All right. Yesterday, my daughter, who's turning 10 in 2 days, she gets a lot of fear and anxiety in her. A lot of times it's just in her head. Sometimes it's fake. Sometimes it is real. And at one point, like when she was younger, I wanted to like rescue her from all those fears. And now I recognize I need her to actually figure it out for herself. She needs to learn the skill as about to be a 10-year-old, as she can overcome her own fears. And yesterday she had an opportunity to do that. And I wanted just to hammer, like I wanted to be the hard person, but I had to let her figure that out. That was her learning and studying herself. Like, what was this that just happened? My job as a leader of her, right, is to now use the sales tactic to show her, connect the dots, is that she did this work. That's how she can apply it to other things in life. But then I got to do it to myself, guys. You got to keep selling yourself on your mission, your dreams, your goals, not just on how much money you're making. Okay. How driven are you? What is your goal? Do you know what you're trying to aim for in life? So when you step into the arena today, whatever your job title is, are you sold on your mission? And are you leading yourself? Are you actually improving your physical health, your mental fortitude, your spirituality? How about your soul? Have you checked in with that lately? Are you becoming a hypocrite? Are you stagnant? These are questions. These are hard questions, guys. You should be asking yourself. By the way, you guys are on a call with me right now that your owner who you work for, who trusts you with their business, aka their life. Because when you're a small business owner, that is your life. It's all you think about. They trust you with that. Also, look, you're trusting them that they can lead you in the right path, that they're going to grow to the level. Listen, a lot of people want to work for me because they know I'm going to keep shooting. I'm not going to play it safe. I'm going for the moon. But we're talking on asking ourselves hard questions. Right? Because what kind of man or woman do you want to be 10 years from now? Well, you can't wait for 10 years to figure that out. You can't wait till one day I'll take care of that problem. I recorded an episode today. I'm not even sure I'm going to post it. It was for me. But for 10 years, I've intentionally stifled my emotional growth for 10 years. All right. I had within a 12-hour window, I had the best and worst thing happen to me within 12 hours, 10 years ago. 10 years ago this weekend. Best thing happened to me in my life, worst thing almost within 12 hours. And for 10 years, I intentionally cut myself off emotionally. I give people small pieces of it. My family, my friends, you got small pieces of it. That's it. And I poured myself into work. And I got really good in one area of my life. I don't think that's success. Financial success, maybe. Maybe some leadership, maybe some influence. For what? Right? To not be human. So I had an intention this year. Like, I'm going to get all those buckets taken care of. I don't want to win just financially. I don't want to win just with getting influence. I want to take care of my heart. I want to take care of my body. I want to take care of my mind. I want to take care of my spirituality. Like, that's leading. Because then people start recognizing, all right, hey, that guy is, I want to aspire to be that person. We talked about that in the past, guys. There's inspiration, there's aspiration. So you're not going to hear me coach you on something I haven't done and I don't live. It's not theory. I don't want you guys to be hypocrites either. And by the way, for my martial arts people in this call, some of the biggest hypocrites in the world are martial artists. You tell your students to go practice and you guys won't get your ass into practice. You won't listen to a video to inspire you that you take notes and then actually go operate. So are you paying the success tax that we talked about? Right? And this is just a reminder for all of us. This is really, guys, by the way, I'm not speaking to y'all, I'm speaking to myself. I'm reminding myself to be the man that I say that I am and to be the man that I know I was designed to be by God. And if you don't believe in God, the spirit, whatever you want to believe in, but I'm a person of faith and I was put on earth for a purpose. And it's to love and serve people until I have no more air to breathe. And even then, I'm going to still try to do it. And I've known that since I was a little kid. And I do it intentionally every single day. Sometimes it's some hard love. Sometimes it's a little hug. Sometimes it's a little gentle push. Sometimes it's silence. Like, you can't use one voice. When I was talking to Jackson, he had a little argument with his sister yesterday. I was like, hey, you're trying to use force because you're frustrated with your sister. And I said, you know what? I did that with my sister sometimes, and our relationship was strained for a while. If you have one coaching technique to use on someone, that's all you can do. You're only going to attract the people who listen to your cadence. But you got to change. A great coach, a remarkable coach, can be soft when he needs to be, hard when he needs to be, can pull, can push. So think about the kind of leader that you are, all right? And if you're not there yet, act it until it becomes part of you. Then you can start using it as a tool and technique. All right. Your business, guys, your business that you work in is built one person at a time, one relationship at a time, and that happens at one conversation at a time. How often are you having those kind of conversations intentionally? Like today, for example, you go get gas. You go to Chick-fil-A. You go get some tacos for lunch, wherever you're going. Do you try to intentionally talk to someone, or are you too shy to have a conversation? Are you proud about the kind of work that you're doing? Like, where are you intentionally trying to build one conversation at a time? What if your business is at the same point? You have the same amount of people you have this year as you had last year, as the year before. You're making the same kind of money, or you move up 5% or 7% or 20%. Hey, by the way, congratulations. For you guys in the PMA world, 50% of the top 10 lists are on this call right now. So great job. But we can actually do better. Like, there should be no reason that 6 figures is not a reality in every martial arts school. Every gym does it. The gym right down the road here is doing 6 figures every single month. If you walk in that place, you don't know how they're in business. All right. Chick-fil-A is doing that a week. Okay. So, like, Figure that game out. And so where are you intentionally having one conversation a day, building one relationship a day to turn them into a client a day? Because you believe your product, your service, who you are, what you do is so important, so paramount. They need to be around you. They need to be in your space. There's actually two people I'm thinking of right now, and I won't call their names because one person's on this call and one person's not on this call. Some of you guys are going to see one of these people here in a minute, but their life's better when they're in proximity physically to me. Their life is always better when they're in proximity physically to me, always, because it's the energy when you're around me. I had somebody shadow me for 12 hours a week ago. He sends me a message about the energy. How do you do so many things? Because my goal is so freaking big. When I get up, I can't sleep, not because I'm having insomnia, it's because I'm driven by something that is impossible. It feels impossible to get to. So are you intentionally looking for that one conversation a day? Matter of fact, I wrote something here. I wrote this here: 3 ways to build your company. This is simple, guys. You pay for advertising. Okay. Simple. Pay for advertising. You create experiences for people to try out your program, whatever it is, your product. Or you have word of mouth, right? So you have trials, wherever you want to consider that. You have advertising. And then you have word of mouth. Well, word of mouth, you know how that's built? One story at a time. One story at a time. Are you creating a story within your people? Cameron, who's on this call, came to a promotional booth that some of you guys might do this weekend for a Ninja Turtle movie. If you don't have that set up, you're behind. 9-year-old kid. He's now about to have a birthday in 10 days or so. And we calculated the other day, $1.2 million in the last 8 years. I personally have invested in him through payroll or taken him through experiences that he's been to. 1.2 million. Think about this. If you're the owner on this call, have you invested that kind of money in somebody? Can you calculate it? Do you believe in somebody that big? But guess what? What's the ROI of that booth I paid $10K for 15 years ago? Huge. Oh, and by the way, it wasn't just $10K. I've got 1.2 million invested in him. Think about that. One conversation, one person, one relationship at a time builds your business. And then exponentially, it just grows. So when we talk about leadership, guys, this is the kind of stuff you should be creating with your kids, with your spouse, with your friends. Do your friends see you as the leader or just equal to them? So how are you intentionally training yourself every single day? That's a challenge for all of us. And like I said, I'm speaking to myself. I know what I do every single day. Okay. I'm going to tell you this. And by the way, I didn't create this. Stole it. Borrowed it. Used it. I saw that, Wayne. Congratulations. All right. Got to get that number 1 spot. The power hour. I get up in the morning. I work out for 60 minutes. Okay. While I'm working out, I'll listen to Cardone University, typically 30 minutes or so. Same videos I've done for 6 years. I know that stuff as good as Grant. Then I finish. I have the journal in the other room, but I take one of these journals. I have a transformational guide that's a spiritual guide. I write out things that it's called Swallow the Frog, things I must get done that day, that are the things I don't want to do that day that I got to get done immediately. I tackle those head on. I write them out, write my goals that I'm working towards. I work on my spiritual growth. And I'm done. Okay. It's an hour and 15 minutes tops every single day before anybody in my house is even up. I can pretty much be done before anybody wakes up and have a successful day for the most part. Some of those things that on the to-do list, I got to wait till everybody wakes up to get them done, but I'm pretty much have everything checked off. And then the rest of the day is to be enjoyed. Even the problems that come my way are to be enjoyed. Some people like to sleep in a little bit extra. They hit the snooze. They hit the snooze. They hit the snooze. We call that lying to yourself. You say you're going to get up at 5. You hit the snooze until 6:30. Why would you start your day lying to yourself? Then you get out of your bed slow. You have your coffee. I got to have my caffeine because that's the lie you tell yourself. You tricked yourself into believe you need a drug. You don't need a drug. You need movement. Movement creates energy. Then by the time you get your day started, it's 9:30, 10 o'clock. Now you want to go to the gym. Now you want to guess what? You're getting beat by guys like me. And I'm no different than you. I'm just more committed. I'm not faster. I'm not stronger. I'm probably sexier. Yes. But I'm committed. I'm committed. And because I play that game in my head, because I know where I'm going, I know my mission. If I asked everybody on this call where you're trying to go to, you're going to tell me an answer that probably you think I want to hear. I want you to tell me the real thing. Then I'm going to ask you, is it big enough? Some of you guys are setting your goals in your business. I'm going to do $40,000. $40,000 ain't enough to do anything. Owners, you don't make enough money off $40,000. You tricked yourself to thinking making $100K or $200K or $300K is a lot of money. Why are you guys not making $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $10 million a year? Every staff member on this call should make 6 figures this year. If you make less than 6 figures, it's your fault, not your boss's fault, not the owner's fault. It's your fault because you're not committed, you're not sold, because you're allowing whatever excuses and you have no urgency in your movement. Everybody should be able to do that. It's not that hard. And you're paid in life for the problems you can solve. So the better you get, the better you train without someone telling you what to do, right? You're not kids. Kids have to be told what to do. If you're a staff member on this call right now and you have to be told what to do every single day, that's on you. So I'm going to finish the call with that. Responsibility is that word that we don't even like to talk about. It doesn't sound super sexy. But I remember as a kid learning a very valuable life lesson. Valuable life lesson. I got picked up on Friday from school. My mom picks me up. She says, "Hey, I know you want your friend to come over and play video games. I'm going to order pizza for you. I'm going to let you guys stay up as late as you want to. It's Friday. But before your friend can come over, I need you to have your room clean first." Now, I didn't hear that part because all I heard was pizza, my favorite food, video games. Let's go. And I get to stay up all night. So I get home. I go in my room. I get the games out, get in the car. Remember that? You had to blow in the cartridges. I'm getting them all ready. I'm making sure they work. Okay. Getting everything prepared, ready to go. My little 13-inch TV I had in my room. I don't even know if they make TVs that small anymore. And so I'm jacked up, ready to go. What I didn't know is my mom peeks in on me, notices my room's not clean. She doesn't even say anything. Hour goes by, maybe. Then I hear that knock on the door. I turn around, door opens. It ain't my mama. It's my daddy. And that's the man I was scared of. So besides getting my butt whooped that night and not having my friend come over and not getting pizza, my dad was really good about this. You know, my dad was a hard disciplinary person. He's always soft nowadays, right? At 65, he's softened up. But that was the only way he knew how to parent me. And I probably didn't need it that way because I was a really good kid. But my dad was really awesome about this, though. Every time he disciplined me, and I did not understand this as a kid, but I've had to spank Jackson, I think, twice in my life. And it freaking kills you. I thought I was gonna be this hard ass. I spanked Jackson one time. I went and cried. I literally went in the next room and cried. It's hard. I felt like I failed as a parent. Like, why do I have to do that? But my dad was awesome at this. He would always let some time go by. He would sit me down and he would turn it into a teachable moment. So my dad that day taught me the fact that, hey, look, mom told you this. And if you did this, you can have this. And then if you handle responsibilities first, you take care of that first, you have all the time and opportunity in the world to enjoy whatever that responsibility earned you. And that was a valuable lesson. Because what I've learned in life is most people shy away from responsibilities because they let it pile up. They let the laundry get really big and they spend all day on a Sunday cleaning laundry. And that's why they hate the laundry. They shovel the shit when it's huge, not when it's small. So I learned a valuable lesson at a young age, and I understood that most people actually don't like the word responsibility. And guys, listen, we love a leader who takes responsibility, not with just the words saying, hey, it's on me, it's my fault, because you should have seen the problem happen before. We don't want lip service. We actually love the leaders who take responsibility, look out for their team, and actually don't let that same problem happen again. They have new problems because they're going to grow through it. If you're having the same problems in your personal life, your financial life, you got the same amount of money in your bank right now as you did a year ago, you're not taking responsibility. If your paycheck's the same, you're not taking responsibility. If you don't have more people in your business owners, you're not taking enough responsibility. You're not taking enough ownership. And if you are, it's verbal. Your actions are not lining up. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Everybody here, we are salespeople. Everybody here is a leader. Those two skills, you become great at those, your level of responsibility goes up. And you're going to be paid in life for the amount of problems that you can solve. And the bigger the problems, the more responsibilities you can take, the more money, the more influence, the more rewards life will pay you. And the biggest reward is you're going to have influence and relationships. Those two things will fill your heart, your soul, and your wallet's going to be taken care of as well too. So if you don't get up early enough tomorrow, don't wait till Monday, because Monday ain't a day that's going to be real. That's the lie you're going to tell yourself. I want you guys to actually improve. If you're not making 6 figures, some of you guys need to be making 7. Take personal responsibility. If you're not the leader you want to be, you don't get up and train on your mind, your skill. You wait for an employer to tell you. Draw a line in the sand today. All right? Because I want you guys to have the rewards where you can do exactly what you want to do with your life. Right? If that's run your own business, if that's start a new business, if that is to buy the business you're in right now, if it's to get to the notoriety, the success points you want, maybe you have to act it a little bit, but don't talk about it yet. Just go act it until you have the confidence and belief system that you are the leader that you actually need to be, that you were intended to be, and that's why you're here on earth. All right, guys, see you next Thursday. Go kick ass at work. Dominate your day tomorrow. Get up early. See you guys next week. Peace out, guys.